Incoming message.
It was the dawn of the third age of mankind. Groovy.
Hi-ho. This is me, Kermit the Frog.
Hello there.
Moopsy.
I find your lack of faith disturbing.
Oh, for crying out loud.
Not a great plan.
Program complete. Enter when ready.
Let's see what's out there. Engage.
Different roads, same old spark. Talking track till the street lights spark. We're those sci-fi guys riding warp speed waves. Mack and DT camming lighting up the airwaves. Blasters and books, we're geek to the core. Laughing through the lore on those sci-fi guys.
Indeed, we are those sci-fi guys, and this is at those sci-fi guys show. Just two working dudes to lives their jobs with a whole lot of love for science fiction and the fun that comes with. We are your hosts. I am P.S. McKay, and no, I am not an absentee podcaster, although some of you might think otherwise.
And I'm DT Cavman, and while I concur with that statement, it's also I've kind of needed this release that comes from being able to chill with my boy and talk about shit.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeedly do. DT, how we doing, sir?
I'm good. Spent a good chunk of yesterday with your yesterday morning with your brother.
He's in decidedly better spirits.
He is. We were at a sporting event watching our kids participate as they're on the same team. So that was good.
Nice.
Yep. It's really good. Trying to get to that midsummer push. You know, everything gets so busy. And I really ended up with some strange news at work where there was some restructuring and whatnot. I'm solid, but I'm absorbing more work. So, you know, my boss was like, "You good, man?" I'm like, "Dude, I'm already doing more work than one dude in my spot." He's like, I get it. Like, is there anything else? I'm like, yeah, I was hoping to go to my kid's meet, but now with all this, he's like, oh, when is it? Oh, this day? Oh, okay. It's like, how long? I'm not entirely sure. You know, it's not like it's 30, you know.
It's not like it's a timed thing.
You can ballpark it, but it depends on the sizes of the teams and stuff like that. It's like, okay, we'll just come in at noon. I'm like, okay, that's half a day off. So that was good. No rush.
Nice.
We watched the kids. And then afterwards, I took my Mrs. Catman and our little athlete out for some brunch. And that was good. But this week has been such a roller coaster. I kind of was fighting something again, just crap. You know, we were pretty much down for the count most of the weekend. Like, this was like the one down weekend we had.
Yeah.
You know, we have massive events this weekend, next weekend, the following weekend. We have a bit of a gap weekend right now. And then there's, you know, prepping for our big vacation with friends coming in and getting ready to take the cruise. And so this weekend, my family and I are doing the run to home base. So our last year's hat, I'm team captain again because I also honcho our team.
Let's show that hat off again. There it is. Yeah, nice.
This one's, you know, you can see everything. The one I did from a couple of years ago is all black. So it's black on relief and black because it was supposed to be for special ops, right? So each year they have a theme. This year's Adaptive Warriors. Can't remember what last year's was. But, you know, that's partnered with the Red Sox Foundation, which is why you've got trying to figure out which way to turn my damn head. You know, you've got the Sox there. This is the City Connect Marathon colors. Like the Sox have this blue and yellow uniform that they wear that's an ode to the colors of the Boston Marathon and the Boston Athletic Association, which oversees the marathon. So there's that. This year it's like green monster green because it's going to be, because that's another alternate uniform they have, which is green monster green. So like that. And tomorrow I'm actually going to pick up the packs, all the race packs. And so we're honchoing that. Last year, our team of 12 raised just over 10 grand. This year we have a team of 18 and we raised 17 grand. So
wow. I remember that. I forgot that. You mentioned it now, but that's a good haul.
Yeah, well, I mean, having additional people, of course, fundraising helps, but we had several people really crush it on theirs. So it was really cool. Looking forward to it. We got to get a little earlier this year too, because they're having a late afternoon game instead of a night game, which is screwing up the run. So it's like an hour, which means we got to like roll out at like 5 o'clock to get to Boston for all this, because we also have to meet the team and get our team, not the Sox. There will be players and staff who will, there's some, like last year, the manager ran, some players ran, you can do a 5K or a 9K. Me, my family, we're doing 5K. I'm battling a knee injury. My wife is dealing with a hip thing. So we're walking again. Fortunately, my knee is starting to feel better again. Otherwise, sure, it would look very weird having somebody, limp with a cane for 5K. No one really wants to see that.
Yeah. No. But yeah, understood.
That's what's coming up. So we're stoked.
You got a lot. You got a lot coming down.
Yeah. So we're gonna rock it and roll it, and maybe we'll see some legends and Hall of Famers this year, like we have in years past. So it would be cool.
If you do, be sure to run up to them and go, excuse me, Mr. Rogers, DT from those Sci-Fi guys here. Just want to see if you had some moments to talk about your thoughts on the Doomsday trailer. And they'd look at you all cross-eyed and be like, get the fuck out of here.
I have something for you about that later.
Okay.
But yeah, so, and I know you're dealing with a whole lot of moving pieces.
Yeah, just long and short of it. My entire house has been emptied by movers, and we didn't know that was going to happen. So we're just painting the whole house, and they moved everything out except the TV and my master bedroom. That's it. So
well, it is America. You do have to have a TV.
We do, and luckily I've got the Apple TV because the cable is not hooked up with it. We got the internet, so I can do the cable stream through the Apple TV. Thank goodness. But
sure,
yeah, it's a far cry from what it used to be back in the day. But it was unexpected. I don't have a couch, so my back hurts and I'm tired. And we're leaving the day after tomorrow or some other day. I don't even know what day it is right now. For our big summer trip. Again, I know I just came back from one, but whatever, guys, eat it. So, but yeah,
take it easy on everybody, man. There are fans.
There are. So it's going to be a little splotchy here and there to get a regular episode for the next few weeks. As you've heard, we're a little busy, but we'll get things out. Don't worry, we're not done yet. Coming up on 5 years next month, actually. So we're going to have to do something about that.
We will.
There are... Okay, so our topic for tonight, it's a little bit of a mishmash here because, we talked about how I went to back east last month. And I was able to take an opportunity and use some plane flights to watch some movies that came out last summer and kind of catch up. on the MCU that's happening. And I was able... Oh, jeez.
Oh, no.
Here we go. Here it is. Here's the problem. And there... No. Damn it. There we go. And we'll just... Can we add that now?
Are you all right, bro?
There we go. There it is. So I was able to watch the Thunderbolts and Fantastic Four First Steps. I figured because we have the what is happening over there? Is there something? There's like movement on your end there somewhere.
No.
Nothing's wobbling?
No.
You typing?
I am pulling something up.
Yeah, that's what it is then. Okay. So I figured with the release of the Avengers Doomsday trailer and the Spider-Man Brand New Day trailer, the final one, we've got Spider-Man coming out in 2 weeks or a week and a half now, and then Doomsday coming out in December. I figured we'd cap of like the last leg of the Marvel universe because we haven't done that. I had no desire / time to go to these movies after I saw Captain America Brave New World, a terribly misnomered name movie, by the way. Just if anyone had any literacy intelligence, they would know that that was a dumbass idea. But hey, it was originally called A New World Order. So they're like, I got a better idea. We could fix it by calling it Brave New World.
Yeah.
Huxley would have rolled over in his grave.
I didn't like him anyway.
Chapters 15 and 16 of Brave New World were an amazing piece of literature history. If anything, it basically summarizes the rise and fall of Western civilization when it comes to its culture.
Yeah.
And that was written back in the 40s. So maybe 30s. But anyway, that being said, I don't know. Do we want to watch the trailers right now? Because, I mean,
let's do it.
All right, let's watch the trailers. So we'll share this tab instead. Bloop. All right, can you hear this?
Hi, my name is Peter Parker. I have something to tell you that's going to sound crazy. But it's the truth.
You're the Spider-Man.
Can't tell anybody about this. Gotta keep it a secret.
Okay.
Everybody good? Yeah, Spider-Man! We used to know each other. We were together. But something bad was gonna happen. Me. And the only way to stop it was to do the hard thing. You're gonna forget who I am.
What?
What are you talking about? I'm gonna come and find you. And I'll explain everything.
You better. I love you. I know. Just wait and tell me when you see me again.
My name is Peter Parker, and I like a coffee.
Is there anything else?
Maybe I'll never read this to you. No. Maybe I'm just writing this for me. And maybe that's my responsibility, to live alone with the truth. Because I'm not just
I gotta pause. What was your realization there for that second?
Oh no, it's just they really did a hard reboot to a degree.
Oh, they did. I know. Like we got a trilogy, and then at the end, all right, brand new day. Fleep. No one remembers him. That was a tough ending. That was a pretty brutal end. And Tom Holland tried to warn all of us about that, by the way, in the press tour leading up to it.
Well, I think part of it was also unsure where the direction of Spider-Man was going to be going, the MCU. So
Sony trying to get Spider-Man out of the MCU after Far From Home, which, by the way, the two out of the 3 movies in the trilogy were post-Blip, which is insane to me.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
I mean, three of Tom Holland's appearances were post-Blip so far, not including this one. So,
well, you're including Endgame, right? With that,
yeah, Endgame,
yeah.
He didn't appear until not in person outside the picture. He didn't appear till after the Blip.
Hey, you remember when we were in space? And just a nice, heartwarming moment with Tony. So, all right. Well, let's continue.
Peter Parker. I'm Spider-Man.
We're faced with a threat that can be anyone.
You sure you want to do this, Scorpion?
You think I'm Scorpion?
Dr. Banner?
No, Banner. Only Hulk.
I'm sorry, but you're in danger. What? I promised you that I would keep you safe. Please, you just have to trust me. Come on.
Fine.
You're the only one who can sense it.
Hey, can we do this one at a time, please?
You're the only one who can defeat it.
The Spidey Tracker app says that Spider-Man is in the direct vicinity.
Oh, yeah? No way, that's crazy.
Cute. That Spidey Tracker app is a callback to the Spider-Man games on PlayStation. Because they have one for Pete's best friend, Genki. Is it Genki? Shit, it's been a little while since I played. It's been almost 2 years. So, but similar.
Looks like he's back wearing the version of the costume from his first appearance in the MCU.
It's very similar. You can tell that it's less high tech. Like it's just cloth. Because we remember at the end of No Way Home, he was just sewing it together because all his ties to Tony were gone. Which I guess a lot of fans were a little upset about that. They felt like Peter was too dependent on Tony Stark in the MCU when it came to his suits and gadgets and things.
But he defeated the Vulture without it.
He did. Yeah, no, and that was his whole learning lesson, right? Like if you're nothing without that suit, then you don't deserve it at all.
And that was a very mature moment from Tony, who I think needed to go all the way to Iron Man 3 to figure that out.
Yeah, he did. It was a good learning moment from Tony. So that comes out next in a week and a half. I'm excited. I'm not going to be able to see it that opening weekend. 9 days. I'm not going to be able to see it right away. Yeah, but I will see it. I think we'll make the attempt, you and I, to do a semi-contemporary review.
Yeah, it may need to be mid-month, just because next weekend I'm at an all-weekend event.
Yeah,
with the kid. Plus, I'm on call.
Yeah, that sucks. Yeah,
and then the next weekend is for me and my kid is Boston Fan Expo.
Yeah, that's right. Oh, dude, yeah, you got a bunch of stuff happening.
The weekend after that is like the only open weekend, and then the next weekend we got visitors and cruising. So anyway, this just hit.
We'll figure it out.
By the way, this was really good. The problem with the Spider-Man one was fully half of it was stuff we'd seen before, so it's really almost a teaser more than a trailer anymore.
it's been almost 5 years since we last saw Tom Holland as Spider-Man. 5 years.
Was it 21?
No Way Home came out in December of 21. That was one of our first movie reviews. That was actually the first one we put online, or maybe it was the second one.
No, but, I think it was the first one you put on YouTube.
It might have been. But yeah, like
it wasn't the first movie review, but it was one of the early ones. It might have been the first in the theater. We're going to see it and review it. I think most of the movie reviews we did. No, we did
Ghostbusters after
Ghostbusters.
After.
Yeah. This was still the first one we put on YouTube. So.
Yeah, it was a while ago, and man, we have so many videos on YouTube now.
We do. One of my kids' friends' dad was like, "So he's a sci-fi fan. We talk about it while we're standing waiting to pick up the kids and stuff like that." He's like, "So I'm starting to turn on your podcast. There's a bunch of videos. Like, where do you want to start? Where should I start?" I'm like, "Really, the best stuff has really been in the last year and a half. This was like this winter, so it was like the last one was like the last year and a half. Any of the crossovers are good, or guest ones, but I also recommend our very second episode, which is at the beginning, where we talk a bit about the fall of Afghanistan and insurgency and science fiction. It was pretty fresh. He's like, "Oh, that sounds neat." So I haven't seen him in a few months, so we'll see if he actually liked any of it. But I think he was one of the ones who ticked up our numbers. So
nice. Okay, so we'll just go right into the Doomsday trailer, and then we'll talk about how the MCU just appears to be leading into it.
Yeah.
And then with the last two movies that came out. So here we go. Let me know if you can't hear it.
Turn it up a little.
Something's coming. Something we may not be able to deter. Before this day is done, we shall be faced with an unthinkable decision.
I'm still trying to figure out who that voice is.
It's Robert Downey Jr.
I've fought with many warriors in my time. They were far stronger.
No, pause.
Than all of us put together.
No, the intro voice. That wasn't Robert Downey Jr.
Yeah, it was. That was. He was doing a Latverian accent. Here, let's go back real fast.
Something we may not be able to deter. Before this day is done, we shall be faced with an unthinkable decision.
He's going for a Werner Herzog sound.
It is kind of Werner Herzog. But it's not solely Eastern European. It has almost a little Latin to it too.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. It's muddled. It's a muddled accent, I mean, that's what it's going to be if it's something that you don't have.
Hey, look, it's Team Mack back together.
I know, right? And then, here's your shield, Captain America. Nice to see Scott back, by the way. He's almost 60 now. Jesus Christ.
So, Harrison Ford was
82, 84.
He's still mixing it up. You should have seen him in. Oh, dude, you should have seen him in 1923.
Yeah. I'm glad that they brought Scott back. Quantumania was not a good film, but Paul.
Oh, they should have brought in Scott Bakula and Quantum Leap.
Okay, now
man, I haven't quipped in we've been on for like 20 minutes.
I know.
Barely quipped.
Yeah, you were itching. I know. I saw. I could see the scratches happening right here.
You kept saying Scott back.
Yeah. It's nice to see that Scott's back. Twitch. Here we go.
You're far stronger than all of us.
And that's an interesting look. So we've got the Thunderbolts, Red Cap, Red Guardian. The U.S. agent. Falcon. Well, I say Falcon. That's just because I love him as Falcon. I don't mean to be pejorative in any way, shape, or form. It's Sam Wilson, man. Yep. You got Sam Wilson. You got Ant-Man and the Fantastic Four, and it looks like Thor just appeared out of nowhere. And Thor comes back to the town.
And then you have Ghost, and I'm not sure who's on the other side of Ghost.
Bucky.
Oh yeah, that
might be
sense.
Bucky. Yeah. So, well, there's 3 legs here. Interesting. Well, whatever. We'll find out.
Don't go there.
We're not one of those that peel through everything. By the way, it's 3 universes here that are converging. So I saw that. I only knew that from someone else pointing that out. Here we go.
Us put together, and they died. They died facing enemies and threats that scared me far less than this one.
Shang-Chi and Gambit. Nice.
Channing Tatum finally getting to join the full party.
They couldn't have him wear purple contacts here. That would have been nice. But Deadpool and Wolverine at least showed them what they could do with Channing Tatum, and I'm glad they were able to get him to come through. So
he had some of the best lines of that whole movie.
Everything that they sacrifice will be for nothing if we do not stand together. Put aside your petty squabbles. And presume nothing except this. If you return, you will return as brothers.
Wait, hold on, go back. Is that must be Cassie?
I guess so. She's blonde. That's definitely Cassie.
Yeah.
Interesting. Okay.
You will return as brothers and sisters. Mark my words. We're going to need a miracle. Hey, pal. It's not possible.
Still don't believe it. I don't believe it. I don't believe it.
Isn't that the same weekend that Dune 3 comes out?
No, different weekend, but they're like 1 or 2 weeks apart. So I think Dune comes out the very beginning of December.
So 45
million views already, by the way.
Oh, of course. I watched it. Fan theories are like, wait, if this is the same Steve who gave Sam his shield, then he knows how it turns out already, right? Right?
Nope. Not the same Steve. Not the same Steve. Not Steve. I know that people are going to argue with this one, and I'm fine with that. That's okay. I think it's Captain Hydra.
That is another theory that I've heard is that it's Captain Hydra.
Yeah, which, by the way, that storyline pissed me off to hell when they came out with that 10 years ago. That was back when Marvel Comics was just trying to destroy But that was back when Marvel Comics just started to destroy all of its male characters, all of its legacy characters, trying to get rid of them all. You know, like just tarnishing the legacies of these beloved characters in the name of deconstruction and stuff. And then the movies started to follow suit. The difference was Marvel didn't seem to care that the books weren't selling. They did care that the movies stopped selling. So.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's where they're making more money. So that's wild. You know, they unfucked it in the books too, from what I've heard. So
yes, because he ran into the real Steve, and it wasn't, you know, Captain Hydra was not Steve the entire time. Captain Hydra replaced Steve, and Steve was found in a swamp or something with no memory. It was a long. I mean, I read a lot of that. I don't know, the secret battle or whatever, secret Civil War. I don't know what the fuck it was. They have Civil War, they have Civil War II, Secret Civil War. You know, these names are getting pretty repetitive where you don't know what the hell's what anymore when it comes to this stuff. Positives though. Interesting. It was very teaser-esque. Fine with that. There's going to be more coming out anyway. Honestly,
but it starts setting things up though, right? Or it's not just like random pictures and whatnot. They're setting some things up. Now, clearly, the three universes are the main MCU, the Fantastic Four, and the X-Men that they teased at, I think it's probably the universe they teased at the end of the Marvels.
They did with Photon or Proton or whatever.
I think it's
Rochambeau. Monica Monica Rambeau.
Monica Rambeau. Oh, if she's in it, she's going to have a great conversation with Remy LeBeau and Monica Rambeau.
Mon ami. You hear what I say, Sha? Oh, goodness gracious.
So basically what this is going to do is you got that X-Men universe is going to it's a convergence. I wonder if they're going to hint at the stuff they talked about in, you know, Thor being a key figure. He went through the convergence in Thor 2. Again, not a great movie, but you know, that's probably going to be the first thing out of his mind out of his mouth when somebody says it's all these universes. Oh, like the convergence that I stopped. Whatever.
What the hell convergence are we talking about in Thor 2? It was the reality.
The realms, the 9 realms.
Oh, that's right. They were all okay. Yeah, that the Dark Elves wanted to have happen.
Yeah,
it's going to have to. Are we going to have to watch Thor: The Dark World all over again?
Probably not. You can probably read just the synopsis online and get that. But I like the fact it kind of looks like Thor is going to be the one uniting the Avengers.
I mean, who else is it going to be? Because, I mean, the Avengers went away after Endgame. They lost their leader. All of last year, all 3 movies was Marvel trying to set it up so that they were trying to bring back the Avengers. Every single movie. You know, Brave New World. You know, President President Harrison Ford, you know, gave the initiative to thank you. Gave the initiative to Sam to start up the new Avengers. Thunderbolts, it was them becoming the new Avengers, and then they were in direct contrast with the government mandated Avengers that was sanctioned for Sam Wilson.
Yeah, but the other Avengers were sanctioned by the CIA.
Right, which is weird. We'll talk about that in a moment, by the way. And then Fantastic Four steps, we see at the end of Fantastic Four a shot of the new Avengers, which is the Thunderbolts, basically complaining about their jurisdiction being being impugned by Sam wanting to take over the Avengers Initiative. And then they see the scans and the deep space sites of the Fantastic Four ship coming into the atmosphere. So
actually,
it's
you're confusing. The Thunderbolts had the Fantastic Four cameo with the ship coming out of the.
Oh yeah, I'm sorry. You're right.
The end of Fantastic Four had Sue
we saw
coming
Doom
home to see the kid, and yes, Doom being there.
And then there was one other one.
Oh, Doom versus Dune! Holy shit! That's what's going to show down in December.
It's not the same as it's not the same as Barbenheimer. That's for sure.
Well, do you think Avengers Doomsday, is that it?
Doomsday?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not the same.
Do you think they're just going to somehow
stuff.
bring? You think they're going to somehow bring Zendaya in to Doomsday?
Oh my god. Yeah, but she's gonna be in Doomsday as Athena. Because she's Athena in Odyssey. That just, that's out now. She's in 3 huge movies that like 2 of them come out within 2 weeks of each other.
If she is in that, that would be 4 huge movies.
Yeah. And they're intentionally hiding any reference to Spider-Man because, here's the thing: Spider-Man's not going to be in this movie. They probably, at least not Tom Holland's Spider-Man. I think there's a good chance Tobey Maguire is going to be in this one, but that's a different contract than Tom Holland's Spider-Man appearing in Marvel movies. So, and he's got 1 more movie left on the contract with Sony for an MCU appearance. So they'll save that for
Tom Holland.
Tom Holland, yeah. So they'll save that for Secret Wars.
They keep saying this kind of shit, and then all of a sudden, a new contract shows up.
Of course, and they use the audience as a pawn to put pressure on each side. Each studio, pressures the other side.
Sony's playing it wrong because the MCU is the bigger wagon, and if they pull the plug,
not right now.
Yeah, but the fact
Sony's got all the power right now.
I don't think
they've got the leverage.
Not since you're dropping Brand New Day. It's still going to fall under the MCU. And then you've got the juice of they've already shown you that the original trilogy is coming back. Chris Evans, Chris Hemsworth, RDJ. It is what it is, man. There's gonna be enough juice. That's all I'm saying.
They're hoping so, and the views on this so far are pretty good. And the ratio on this, I don't know if you can see this. I installed the ability to be able to see the down votes on this. 2.3 upvotes million, 2.3 million upvotes. Only 82,000 downvotes. So that's a very positive ratio right here for a reception.
Oh yeah, I'm sure there's people who don't like Chris Evans' long hair. And
that's not a thing, dude. No one cares. Oh my God, Jesus.
Is it me or was because they're showing Namor in this?
Namor, yeah.
I thought, didn't that actor get in trouble?
I don't think so. Are you thinking of Jonathan Majors?
No, I know that one.
Yeah, I know. By the way, I think I've heard that that's all a bunch of bull hockey.
You never know.
Well, he's kind of having a redemption arc right now, so but he's still exiled. So
They had to redo everything anyway, so it's not really like they can. What are they going to do? Undo it?
It's a shame because they were right in the middle of doing the Kang thing, and then all that happened, and then they're like, "Oh crap! Well, we can't do this now," and so they dropped all of that, and then they just had to hodgepodge it all together to do the Doomsday arc with the multiverse saga instead, which is fine. That can still work. Kang and Doom are basically two sides of the same coin when it comes to this kind of stuff. I mean, Doom notoriously has a time machine in the comics that has been used many a time to fix a whole bunch of fuckery that was irredeemably fucked up in the comics, by the way. So they're nice little Deus Ex Machina there. So two sides of the same coin, fine, can be done. So we'll see. There was one criticism about this that I just want to bring up real fast. That it's not mine, but it's been brought up. That it was bad timing to put this trailer, the Doomsday trailer, out so soon after the Odyssey came out. Because this trailer is very clear. They shot it all on the volume. Like all these scenes are on the volume. And they're all in a confined room. It's all green screen or it's all backlit LED screens. There is no sweeping epicness as open air epicness as there is with the Odyssey. I didn't see the movie, but it's undeniable there is a sweeping open epicness to the Odyssey with the way it's shot with Christopher Nolan. So that contrast is bringing attention to a lot of people. Like, kind of tired of seeing this style. So
they probably needed it just to afford all these contracts.
Dude, I heard that they're like $400-500 million in the hole on salary alone. Just like salary alone. Like, I mean, when you think about it, even at cameo levels, which is what they were able to pull off with Infinity War and Endgame. Anyone who has less than 15 minutes of screen time, or is it 5 minutes? No, I think it's less than 15 minutes of screen time.
15 minutes.
15 minutes.
A lot.
For a 2-hour movie? 3-hour movie? I don't know. But they were able to, that's how they paid Chris Evans in Infinity War. He was only in it for like 10 minutes. You don't feel like he was only in it for 10 minutes, but that's all he was.
It's because every scene he was in, he crushed.
Or got crushed by Thanos' fist.
Dude, I tell you, the fact that like the theater, there were two things where the theater went absolutely apeshit. That was Cap's arrival to rescue Wanda and Vision, and then Thor's arrival in Wakanda. It was just they were just such great entrances.
You guys are screwed now.
By the way, we got a lot more Bruce than we would expect. Especially with the bullshit going on with, what is it, Universal?
Yeah.
He's kind of been like the cameo king.
Yeah, because the movies aren't about him. They just put him in, and Mark Ruffalo's in for a good paycheck here and there. So, whatever. I'd do the same thing if I was him. I wouldn't mind it.
He was a supporting player in She-Hulk.
Yeah.
But then he's in Shang-Chi, cameo. He's in Spider-Man, probably more than a cameo. And he was one of the guys who continued to reprise his voice in the animated stuff.
Oh, yeah, that I stopped watching after the first season. Which apparently, if you watch all that stuff, it kind of shows which direction they were originally going to go with the MCU, and they had to switch it up for reasons.
Dude, I tell you, that season 2 was strong.
I'm sure it was. There's so much to watch.
There is. I'm not gonna lie. I didn't finish Wonder Man.
I didn't even finish Spider Noir.
I
know I need to.
That was
Believe
really
me,
good.
I need to. I need to. Maybe I'll watch some of it tonight. I did like it. Don't get me wrong. I mean, it's Nicolas Cage. It's a tour de force. It's fantastic.
Oh, he was fantastic. You know what else we didn't do? We didn't do a finishing review. We'll have to do that.
No, I mean, well, okay, we did Spider Noir, and then I left. I left for the East Coast, and I was gone, and I was too sick as a dog for 2 weeks, and then, yeah, that was fun.
And then we did all the Independence Day and stuff.
Yeah,
so that was good.
So, okay, so I touched on it before. Last year was Marvel's attempt to try to set up Doomsday, where they started up with Brave New World and introducing Sam, you know, getting the mantle of Captain America, and being told by the president, I want you to restart the Avengers Initiative, bring them back. And Sam's like, you know, confronted with that and stuff. Not a good movie. It just wasn't. It had a lot of threads that they were trying to tie up from the Incredible Hulk for some reason, and the Eternals when they didn't have to, but they did because interconnectedness. I don't know, but like the brain guy. What was his name? The Mind. The guy who got infected with Hulk's blood,
the leader,
the bad guy, the leader. Thank you. The leader, you know, spouted off a bunch of statistics, but he never demonstrated those statistics. You know, he never demonstrated it. You know, predicting movements, you know, within a millisecond of when they happened, which the leader would be able to do. He just showed up randomly at one thing and just watched everything happen. Like I said, it was a movie with good moments, but it wasn't a good movie. Thunderbolts, on the other hand, pretty good. Pretty good. Now,
you weren't super keen on it.
I wasn't. I wasn't keen on it at all. Because of Brave New World. I'm sitting here like, well, if they did this with Sam Wilson, a character that I fucking loved, what are they going to do with a bunch of characters that are like, you know,
villains,
also
sidekicks?
Sidekicks, also ran Black Widows. Like, you know, just, nah. And
Yelena has been a great addition to the MCU, and I really want to see her. I
agree.
With Kate Bishop again. I would love that.
Kate Bishop. She was great. She was great in Hawkeye. She was a delight. I really liked her a lot. And she, I mean, she's great in this, in Thunderbolts too. You know, we saw a character arc for everyone trying to regain the idea of who they are, their purpose, and where they stand with everything.
Taskmaster.
Yeah, well, except Taskmaster. Yeah. That character was just fucked up from the very beginning in the MCU. They did the right thing by getting rid of her. First of all, the Taskmaster is someone who can mimic everything you do, and to perfection, to the point where you could never beat them. That's not what happened here. And the Taskmaster also sets up tasks for you to complete, which they also learn on. You know, so he doesn't put himself in harm's way as he watches you do your moves. That was never demonstrated with this Taskmaster. It was a semi-comatose woman who was basically drugged and had a half a cybernetic brain in her or something. So
yeah,
it was a proper move to get rid of her. Spoiler alert, everyone, right at the beginning. But we, for this whole time, we didn't know what was happening with Avengers Tower. Who does Julia Louis-Dreyfus play? Louis-Dreyfus play?
Her character is, and it's one of these ridiculously super long names, Valentina Allegra de Fontaine.
All right, Valentina,
a Contessa and director of the CIA.
Director of the CIA. We didn't know that until this movie, right?
No, it was in, I think it was Wakanda Forever, because she arrested Everett Ross.
Oh, wait, what? Oh, really? She was in that?
He was CIA.
Let's see that movie.
Yeah.
So she arrested Everett Ross, huh? Frodo Baggins?
Yeah, Bilbo Baggins. Frodo is Elijah Wood.
I know. Yeah, I got that completely wrong. That's all my bad.
Frodo.
Snarky.
Bilbo.
Bilbo. Okay. So she made an appearance, but she made appearances, in Hawkeye. She made an appearance in maybe she didn't make an appearance in Hawkeye. She made an appearance in
Falcon and the Winter
Black
Soldier.
Widow. In the Winter Soldier, she was there. They wanted to have her play her character out, but I don't think that they were able to flesh it out because they had to do all these rewrites and stuff. And the whole redress of Avengers Tower. Yeah. Well, I mean, this was her movie to shine right here, so fine. We got to see who finally owned the new Avengers. Oh, how cute! I like this. This is adorable. She's gone, but oh well.
Yeah. I did like Bob.
Bob, yeah. Hi, I'm Bob.
Which apparently was his character name in Top Gun Maverick too.
Oh, he was in Top Gun Maverick as Bob. That's right. I forgot about that.
And he's going to be in the new Spaceballs movie because his dad is Lone Star.
Lone Star. That works. That definitely works. And the Thunderbolts, they're not named after Ross Thunderbolt or Thunderbolt Ross. They're named after Chattanooga City Thunderbolts.
Their Pee-wee soccer team.
Pee-wee soccer team that lost every single game.
Which I think was actually really fun.
That was a cute thing. I liked that. That was fun. I mean, all of these characters. Okay, here's the fun part about I'm sorry, not the fun part. The good part about this movie. All of these characters are coming into their lowest points at the very beginning of the movie. And they all come together when they're sent assignments to take each other out that they didn't know about. Because Valentina needs to burn her evidence, and that includes her assets. And she intends to kill them all. But they work together to get out of there, which is good. But I mean, this case right here, John Walker, is it John Walker?
Yep.
John Walker, post fallout of being Captain America, losing the shield, and
he's
dishonorably
discharged.
Yeah, and he's depressed. And he doesn't have the wherewithal to be able to look after his child. His wife is understandably pissed about this.
Done with him.
Yeah. I mean, you can't blame her. I mean, marriage is a two-way street. If one person checks out,
sure,
how is the other person going to be able to rely on them, right? They can't. So something's got to give. And that's just one example. Yelena claims she drinks too much. Oh, this is a rough scene right here. We'll explain that in a little bit. But I mean, Yelena complains that she feels so alone and that she drinks too much and she feels like she lost her family. Red Guardians, like, you haven't lost nothing. You have lost nothing. I have been here. I'm here. I am your father. I think that's cute.
He was so good.
He was a good paternal figure. I'm sorry, I cut you off. Continue, please.
David Harbour as the Red Guardian was just, he stole a lot of scenes because of his big kind of jovial, bombastic personality. And of course, he does have a tendency to, I would say, glorify and maybe embellish, memories in the past. But he truly seemed to care about this group of Russian operatives that was his family, and has a very strong paternal instinct for Yelena, even though he's kind of a goofy mess. But that's one of the things I like about him, is that he's just such a big, he's like her booster, and he's wants to be basically what Captain America is. He wanted to be that for Russia, wanted to be a hero, and obviously that didn't really work out very well for him. And now all of a sudden he gets a chance to be a big hero, and golly, the lines they gave him were so good. But it was a really good time with him. You've got such a great cast of characters coming in. Poor guy, Bob, drug addict with mental health issues, who develops another version of the super user serum, which of course blows up in your face. And he's got like a split personality, which is wild. What I will say is, and you weren't supposed to really like him much in Falcon and Winter Soldier, but you got to kind of also appreciate a little bit of what John Walker is going through.
Yes, I heard all of that.
The guy was literally, Medal of Honor recipient. He was a highly decorated soldier, special ops career guy, and was given a chance to be Captain America, and then just it doesn't, like, the super soldier serum doesn't jibe with him. He kind of goes a little crazy, and but then you see how that wrecks his, you kind of see some stuff that's a little analogous to soldiers who went and had to do hard things, tough things, and got hung out to dry by the government.
Yeah.
Now he's stuck, like, probably can't get a job. His wife's having to support everything, and he's just broken, right? He's like, I can't. It's like, what am I doing? And that's where they all are. It's kind of like the Guardians of the Galaxy "We're all losers" speech. They kind of,
that was at the end. Like,
they all kind of have to work together.
Yes, they all had to do the same. It was the same kind of formula. We saw the Thunderbolts have their existential crisis at the very beginning, mostly.
Sure.
Whereas with the Guardians, they were just ne'er-do-wells, and then it came out as the movie progressed how damaged they were.
Well,
which, it's fine.
These guys,
it's an immaterial change, difference, which I guess I'm kind of a jerk for just sticking to that, but sorry.
Every single one of these people who forms, with the exception of Bob, who forms the Thunderbolts, started as a villain or anti-hero. I mean, you kind of like Yelena kind of played the antagonist in Hawkeye. Red Guardian was, of course, the Soviet version of Captain America, basically designed to counter Captain America. So while you don't really get to see any of that, that's who he was basically designed to be. And of course was a big...
Even though we had the Winter Soldier.
Sure. Who is also in this movie. And Bucky's got a very interesting... he's got a very interesting arc, because now he's kind of been freed. He's been freed of Hydra's control. He went on this redemption arc with Sam, during, the going and making amends to people, in Falcon and the Winter Soldier. And now, and you get hinted at this in Captain America: Brave New World, he got elected to Congress, and he's a duly elected member of the United States Congress. And in this, his motives are to figure out, it's his job to help gather evidence to bring down Allegra Fontaine, which is kind of, Valentina is on his hit list, because she also is the one behind the Sentry program and Bob and all this. So literally the Thunderbolts, eventually they have to work together to not only free themselves from the assassination plan, but also to stop, these plans from going off. And then when the Sentry goes sideways, they end up going in, basically saving New York. Sound familiar?
Yeah. So, the funny part about the Sentry project and everything, it kind of you've never seen the Boys, right?
No.
So do you know anything about Homelander and stuff?
I know he's kind of like evil Superman.
He's Superman. Kind of, yeah. He's like a psychotic Superman, sociopathic Superman. Which would be the more natural route that person would go if they had the powers of Superman, which is what makes Superman so exceptional.
It's why I always say the Kents are some of the most underrated heroes in the DC universe.
You have brought that up, and I completely agree with you. Absolutely, yes. And that was written back in the 40s about how important that childhood bring up was. You'll hate The Boys because it is everything. It's drastically violent. It's drastically lewd, and just it's not something it's not your cup of tea. And I'm not telling you to watch it, but it's about a big company creating superheroes, and they lease the superheroes out to the world. And the company is in control of these superheroes, but it's like a glass house at best, because you have Homelander, who's this Superman character, basically. And the company has no control over what Homelander can do. They can only psychologically try to control him. And then he goes crazy. And that was the vibe I got with this movie, with Sentry. And also, I just realized this too. So it was just an inevitability that Sentry or Bob was just going to go nuts, right? Because he had such a terrible background, terrible unresolved issues that Valentina wasn't trying to resolve, but to control. It was obviously going to backfire in a big way. And that's fine. It's not a flaw with the movie. It just is what it is. It had to go that way. This also reminds me of the Ultimates comics, the first one. The Ultimates was an alternative universe of the Avengers. Came out in 2001. A lot of the Ultimates was based off, they used the Ultimates comics line for most of the MCU stuff in the beginning. Just FYI, like Steve's initial Captain America costume and things like that. It was a little bit of a grittier version of the Avengers and everything. And basically, the first book on the Ultimates was them coming together, building the Triskelion, and putting together this amazing superhero team, and then nothing happens. And then people are like, well, why are we paying all this money for these superheroes if nothing's happening and we don't really need them? And then Bruce Banner creates a problem by saying, well, the Ultimates need to do something, so I'm going to turn myself back into the Hulk. And so he gives himself the serum that makes him Hulk again. And it's a self-made problem. And he goes on and destroys half of Lower Manhattan. And the Ultimates eventually win, but it's kind of like this. It's just kind of like this, you know? Where Valentina is making the problem without making the problem. It's not a criticism, it's just an observation.
Well, I mean, in many ways, a lot of the superhero problems are created by superheroes in some ways, right? Somebody gets pissed off at them for some reason. It is what it is.
Yeah.
We have understood that as we have become fans of these franchises. But
yes,
these anti-heroes and outright villains actually band together to stop a greater threat and actually end up becoming heroes, which is new to a lot of them,
Yeah.
For some, it's like a redemption for like Bucky, who's been kind of doing the hero work for a few years now. But Bucky and John Walker were both U.S. soldiers who went to serve their country, protect their families. Same thing with Alexei, the Red Guardian, and then they basically became puppets of governments and unscrupulous people and maybe used for things that they shouldn't have been used for, or went crazy with serums and stuff. So they kind of returned to their original roots, while other people like Yelena and Ghost, they actually have to like overcome some of this brainwashing and training that they've had as well. It's kind of heartwarming to a degree, because like I said, these guys are all originally bad guys who are now good guys, and they want to, and they actually force Val, back on her heels, and now she's like, well, here's your new heroes, like kind of like throws it out there.
Yeah. She wriggled her way out of that one. Pretty
except
conveniently,
that,
which is fine. But
except that like Yelena like reminds her that we've got all the dirt on you. So so you're gonna play this a lot straighter. So that was good. And then the post-credit scene, of course, is after about a year, they're having kind of a beef with Sam Wilson, who's got his own Avengers. They're suing the new Avengers for trademarks. Alexei's solution is to add a Z at the end. It's
and he's wearing the jumpsuit at the end of that in that cutscene in that trailer, by the way. I don't know
which is basically either, if it's not at the if they don't like redo it at the very beginning, it's basically what's going to happen, because the Fantastic Four ship comes right out. And that's where you're at, like literally from that post-credit scene, it's probably like 30 minutes or an hour later when all this shit goes down.
Yeah, no, it's true. And before we jump into the Fantastic Four, I do want to add a couple things to this. You know me, I'm a harsh critic on a lot of things. And I base my criticism off of writing, character development, and directing style, things like that. Okay. I do not ever complain about woke wokeness and wokeism stuff. I never bring that up. Do you concur?
Sure. We talk about where things are too ham-fisted is where
that's different though. But that's bad writing, right?
Yes.
That's bad writing. And but when I have a criticism, I back it up with a legitimate critique on something, not just a slogan, so to speak. I will argue that this movie, zero woke. Like for the people that were concerned about woke in this, I was worried about bad writing, which is what Brave New World had. This movie, not bad writing, pretty decent. It's not a great movie, but it's entertaining. It does what it's supposed to do.
It's a popcorn movie. I'm perfectly fine with those. I told you when we went in to see Mandalorian and Grogu that it was going to be basically a popcorn movie. If you can go ahead and enjoy that, that's what it is. Some of these movies
my criticisms are very different on that one.
Yeah.
But okay, yeah.
I
just
wasn't
pointing out
expecting
though,
it. Yeah. There's
this
certain
movie
things,
did not
right?
have that wokeness.
Right. If the two movies you see back to back are, Project Hail Mary and then The Mandalorian and Grogu, it's a lot different in what you're looking for there and writing and whatnot.
That's a dichotomy. That is a dichotomy
One is
right
for
there.
pure nostalgia, entertainment, popcorn fun, where you can kind of shut your brain off. The other one is a thinker. Still had good moments. That's what I enjoyed about the Martian, was that it was good, but it was also there was a lot of good humor in these movies. This had a lot of good humor, but there was a lot of heart to it. I liked the Thunderbolts. It might be one of my favorite movies of the post Endgame MCU, Spider-Man notwithstanding.
There's a lot of rewatchability for the Thunderbolts, by the way.
Yeah, because it's fun.
Yeah,
it's fun with enough heart and and plenty of character development. But it's generally pretty fun. I really like the scene of Bucky washing his arm in the dishwasher.
I saw that. Yeah, that was good. It's like his retainer. Gotcha.
Yeah, it's just like so like he's like
your dentures
eating and like reading the reports, like what they're doing, how they're trying to get Val, how they're trying to like impeach her as he's washing his arm in the dishwasher.
That's hilarious.
Perfect.
That was a good touch.
Good humor.
Yeah.
So I look forward to seeing how some of these characters really do support in this new one, because it's great that they're just not writing these off. Sure, Bucky, Yelena were probably going to be earmarked for them because they were kind of linchpin type characters, not only in this movie, but in other they have MCU history, bigger history than some of the others. But at least we're going to get some of these guys involved. I mean, you can already see how they're tying together pretty much all the disparate strands of the MCU. You've got Wakanda and Atlantis. You've got, you've got at least Thor from the cosmic side. You've got Ant-Man, who clearly must be like one of the people that Sam recruited.
Yeah. Tic Tac. The term Tic Tac has a completely new meaning now in this world of UFO disclosure and stuff. So it's interesting.
Oh, I thought it was in this world of people with shitty breath, but okay, we'll go with that.
Oh, you can't.
Let's jump into
right now.
I wasn't talking about you. Let's knock out Fantastic Four.
Okay. This one. So I watched this in order. So I watched the Thunderbolts first. I was pleasantly surprised. Fantastic Four, I was a little bit more guarded. I got to be honest with you, because I thought I knew how it ended. I was completely wrong. I found the movie to be largely inoffensive. if that sounds like it's a glowing recommendation. Okay, so it was a good touch to have it in an alternative Earth. It was a great touch to have the style of it being like a mid 1960s, even though it could be our current year. But it was
1964 is when they say it takes place on a separate
is it?
place,
Okay.
of course.
All right. Well, that's what happens when you have the Baxters around on Earth for that long through World War II and everything. You have the world's smartest man innovating all that stuff. It's fine. I liked the idea. I liked the little robot helper. What's his name? The plot is fairly simple. Wally. Nice. The plot's fairly simple. I mean, we don't see, they do what they do now with origin stories, and they just kind of play through it with the opening credits because the audience knows who these people are now. You don't need to, we don't need to see Bruce Wayne's parents die again. We just don't. We've seen that trauma. We know what that trauma is. It's fine.
Herbie.
Thank you.
The voice of Herbie is also the voice of General Grievous in all of the Star Wars media.
Jesus. Well, there you go. The plot on this movie is fairly simple. There's really not much to it. I would say that the first Avengers was more complex than this movie. So basically it's the Avengers. Oh, shit. I was sick as a dog while I was watching this too. So, and I was in first class. So I was, benefiting from what first class can give you. But, my recollection of it is basically that, the Fantastic Four, they're Earth's heroes. They've saved Earth many times. And so they've got this vaunted status among the public. And then Sue Storm gets pregnant. That's a big deal. And then the Silver Surfer arrives, who says that this planet has been marked for death and to behold Galactus and everything. And then that's when the Fantastic Four is like, well, we got to chase them. Whoever that is, we got to find them. So they go back into their spaceship. They follow the path of the Silver Surfer. And then they meet Galactus. And Galactus senses Sue's baby, who notices that he's got the power cosmic. And he wants the baby. Trade the baby. I'll spare Earth. And of course, that's a Sophie's choice that you just can't make. They kind of get the hell out of there in time, but we get to see an example of how Galactus eats Earth or planets using his ship and everything, which I thought was a good creative step on how they did that. It's not just this humanoid floating through space like they had with the Silver Surfer TV show. Galactus in the comics has his own ship and stuff. He has his own technology. So it makes sense that he's able to use this technology to forage through the planets and eat them, take their minerals and everything. He's
a space vampire.
And I want to bring something up a little bit later. They didn't bring it up in the movie, but I want your thoughts on it in a second. Sure. Basically, the Fantastic Four gets out of there. Sue has the baby in space. They get home. The public's like, what's happening? And they're like, we couldn't stop him. He's coming for Earth. And they want to have our baby. He wants to have our baby and he'll spare Earth, but we can't do that. And the public's pissed, but they kind of understand. And then they figure out like this teleportation device that Reed's been working on. That can go to a different part of the universe, and they try to weaponize it worldwide. So they transport the whole Earth to a completely different solar system. That is a very 1960s solution, by the way, a sci-fi solution. which I thought it was fun. And if you heard that in 2012 in the Avengers, that would have been fucking lame. But in this context of this movie, worked.
Sure.
It worked. It was fine.
I love how they also have to deal with some of their enemies too.
Yeah, with the Mole Man, which I thought was a cool callback. It was a good, nice, good callback to like the Incredibles, because they were dealing with the Mole Man.
But that is an actual.
I know
villain.
It is.
I think it was the
Incredibles referencing the Fantastic Four, Fantastic Four referencing the Incredibles. Yeah.
But it's kind of interesting is that they made an agreement, which actually ended up again, one of the reasons why the Fantastic Four are such big heroes is they stopped the Cold War.
Yeah. They negotiated.
Now
they found a common ground.
Right. And they're like these big heroes who are huge celebrities. By the way, this thing, and while I really did, I did enjoy Michael Chiklis's version of the Thing. I think he did a pretty good job based on what they gave him.
Michael Chiklis was limited by the writing, and he gave a lot more. He gave a lot more to that character than that writing deserved.
And as I said during our discussion, I actually kind of enjoyed those movies for what they were. They were kind of cheesy, but I enjoyed. Were they great? No.
And it bothered the crap out of me that they had Spider-Man. We saw Spider-Man up to this point. The first two Spider-Men were great movies. Those are great templates. Follow that template. And then we got Fantastic Four in 05. It's like
the problem was that the problem with it was that there was like Fox could have brought, because Fox had Fantastic Four and had the X-Men, and yet they couldn't get them on the same page.
Because they fucked up the X-Men universe too. Like that was all messed up in every way, shape, and form. Like we don't even know which Patrick Stewart or Professor X is going to be in Doomsday. We have no idea. Like
it's going to be a completely different one. Whatever universe.
Is it the Logan universe? Is it X-Men 3 universe? Is it Days of Future Past universe?
It is not the Logan universe.
I mean, we don't know.
Yeah.
We don't know. Don't do that to me. Don't do that. That's not how I sound. You got to make it a little bit louder, a little bit more verbose, and 5 times more obnoxious than that. Come on, stop it.
Okay, fine. You are obnoxious. I will give you that.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
A lot of repetitive posts here. These are all. Can I get like real pictures here, please? Okay. Some things about this.
Pedro Pascal. That's a plus.
Inoffensive. I am not a fan of Pedro Pascal. I find him to be a pain in the ass. I find him to be a hypocrite in real life. He was largely inoffensive here. Fine. He was decent. He was quiet. As Reed Richards is supposed to be, by the way. Because Reed Richards is a thinker. He is not a verbose leader. But he does lead. He is a leader. He's just not verbose about it. I was worried about Sue being the de facto leader. She was a good XO. Unless you have a different opinion on that one.
Well, you've got Reed, who's supposed to be the brains, right?
Yeah.
Johnny's the passion. Ben is the strength. Muscle. And she's supposed to be the heart, right?
Yeah.
Basically. So you've got that, right? Now, of course, Granted, that's also very 60s, kind of pushing the woman over to that realm. And each one of them...
That's not very 60s. That's eternal.
Yeah. But, you know, one of the things that I enjoyed the most about Chiklis's presentation of, which I think they did well here too, was that Ben Grimm may actually be the heart of the Fantastic Four.
I can agree with that. For that version, yeah, absolutely, yeah. Ben has always been portrayed as
did a really good job too, and I'm probably screwing this poor guy's name, but he did a really good job. I enjoyed him very much. You know, he was a little less like, whereas you're dealing with a lot of the trauma, at least in that first Fantastic Four movie that Ben Grimm is dealing with, this guy's kind of a little bit more comfortable in his own rocks. Well, he doesn't have skin.
No, he doesn't. But he's wearing pants at least. So
pants is good.
Pants are good. Pants are good. I liked the family dynamic. Okay. I think that this actress was a good Sue Storm. She just doesn't look like Sue. You know what I mean? Does that make sense?
Okay. No. I mean, at this point, does anybody look like any of these characters anymore? Really?
No, and Hollywood's hiring like she's a pretty woman, but they're hiring anti-looking people for roles that they're supposed to look like. She's a bit mousy. She's pretty, but and Pedro Pascal is, I mean, again, I would say he's serviceable as the actor for Reed, but neither of these two would have been my first choice. They're fine. They served the roles fine.
Oh, you wanted Krasinski and Blunt, didn't you?
Maybe. Although Krasinski, for some reason, actually, yeah, Emily Blunt would have been. She actually held the archetype for me. She did. I got to be honest. She did. Krasinski. Why is his voice different from Jim in The Office? Like, he sounds more like Frankie Muniz now. Like, it sounds like a little bit more verklempt. Like a little bit, you know, there's like a little bit of something in his throat in Multiverse of Madness.
He's trying to repress the Boston accent.
Okay, good joke. But do you have a real explanation for that? Because it sounded like he had something in his throat in that role. And it's also in other roles too.
I think he's trying to play down. He might be trying to put on a little bit of an accent to try to separate himself from Jim, because he really has been trying to branch out.
That was the
but like when you see
for him to do.
When you hear him being interviewed, he sounds, and I didn't even watch The Office, but he sounds a lot more like that. But that's also a different period in his life when he was doing rom-coms and comedies. Now he's taking on heavier duty stuff.
Yeah, his voice. I wonder if it was a conscious choice or if there's been a change to his larynx timbre. I gotta wonder.
Well, maybe he spent. Maybe he forgot how to talk after all those movies of no talking.
Yeah, Quiet Place. True, possible. Costumes in this were fantastic, by the way.
They really nailed this the 60s version of the future aesthetic.
Yeah.
Like it's like going through Epcot Center, you know, like on
it really
the ride.
Is. I wonder if they drew inspiration from the great big beautiful tomorrow on the Carousel of Progress.
Yeah. So
may that ride rest in peace.
Somebody told me
costumes here
that
were good.
There was
Very
two
Star
things that
Trek-ish,
I'd
by the
seen,
way.
is that they were thinking maybe they should replace them with the Muppets talking about progress through human history. And another person had an even better idea, because they used to have that little show up near in Main Street, USA, where they would like all pop out right next to the Hall of Presidents.
Yeah.
And it was great moments in history, but just the American parts. And that would be great if you put that in you wanted to do that inside the big dome and do American history as told by the Muppets. Victory.
That would be good. Oh my God, that would be great. And you just pre-record the voices and you just have the puppeteers just mimic that. That'd be great. That'd be fine.
I mean, they'd probably be animatronics.
Could be.
Super Troopers
Apparently
3. Okay, we're on.
Apparently we need to see that.
It is on the list
today.
If there's like one rainy Sunday or something, I might just like back to back.
Yeah, might as well.
Man, they really did crush the 60s aesthetic, though.
They did. And I thought that the way it was presented to me was Galactus won and destroyed the Earth. And I told you this, it's on the pod, it's recorded. It's back there somewhere last year. But my understanding was that Galactus won, destroyed the Earth, and the Fantastic Four fled and ended up at Earth 616 as refugees. That's not what happened. They were able to... Silver Surfer was able to push Galactus into one of the last transporter things in New York and send him off, and she went with him. Shabala, or is it Shabala?
Shalabal.
I mixed the wrong emphasis with the wrong syllable.
Yep.
Shalabal. By the way, I liked her. I was completely turned off at the fact that it was Shalabal, though. Initially. That was one of those like, fine, I'll watch it kind of things. Because it's like, why are we moving away from the why are we moving away from the Silver Surfer the way it was originally written? I get it. I know it was an alternate universe. Fine. But why? Why? I think that was one of the reasons why the movie didn't do so well. Because it was a red flag to a lot of fans. Where they were trying to subvert the character just one more time. And again, there's nothing... Like, I brought this up earlier for a reason, because I wanted to point this out in this movie in particular. There's nothing woke about this movie. It's a good movie. It's not badly written.
It is a good movie.
But I feel like that the casting decisions with Pedro Pascal, with Shalabah,
Disney just owed him money.
I know, right?
He had to be superhero dad on top of
a red
space
flag
dad,
situation.
horror dad.
Yeah, I know, a space dad in some form or another.
Hey, look, the last superhero movie he was in bombed, so at least this one didn't.
Fantastic Four?
No, he was in Wonder Woman 1984.
Oh, yeah. Fantastic Four bombed.
Yeah, but it didn't create a sucking vacuum that derailed a franchise.
Oh, well, because the franchise is on a here. I'm going to show you this.
It was clearly the best
is
Fantastic Four movie that was ever made.
True.
Tell me I'm wrong.
No, I agree. This is the better of all of the Fantastic Four movies ever made. Trust me. And of course, I picked the wrong one for first. Oh, God damn it. Come on.
All right, now.
First steps.
Don't get
Here
out
we
of
go.
hand.
Okay, I'm going to share this. So this is what it was. Domestic box office, 274. International, 247. Worldwide, $521 million. Okay. Now, mind you, this is more than what Captain America made back in 2011. But you got to count for inflation. Production budget was $200 million. Okay. Probably a little bit more than that, but we'll just go with that. Add in another $120 million for marketing. So that's $320 million that is part of the total budget. To get even, you would have to make $640 million.
No, the math doesn't add up. To get even, you have to have whatever. It's going to be like 300 or something.
Well, think about this. The movie theaters take 50%. For the studio to break even, you need to do twice as much as the production budget with the marketing budget. So they lost $80 million on this movie.
Well, it's a pickle.
I'm just and by the way, don't feel like this is like mumbo jumbo and stuff. Like the press and the trades, they lie to the public all the time about what it takes to break even on these kinds of things. I gave you a very simple formula that basically tells you the most general idea of what it would be to break even and then make a profit. So, but they never will talk about that in the trades. They never will. They'll fudge those numbers in every way, shape, and form. But this movie didn't do well. Neither did Thunderbolts. Do you want to see what Thunderbolts did? I want to see what Thunderbolts did.
Rotten Tomatoes critic gave it 86%.
Yeah. It doesn't matter, though, because the audience didn't follow. Like, what does the audience give it? I think it was a positive tomato rating too with the audience.
70 something.
That's a positive rating. You know, that's good. That's good. So worldwide box office for Thunderbolts was $382 million. Production budget of $180 million. Add in
$12
I'll add in just $100 million on marketing. So $280 million, looking at $560 million in order to break even. This movie lost the studio $140 million. Thunderbolt. This was a bad year for Marvel movies. That's what I'm pointing out. These three movies. Let's go to Brave New World.
All right, now keep the hate down.
I'm just making my point.
These
three movies were setting up Doomsday, and Doomsday had a great trailer reaction, right? So maybe this is the turning point. And on rewatch, like I did, or on watch on streaming, like I did, Thunderbolts and Fantastic Four were actually good movies. And that's what the greater public is probably realizing at this point. So it might be worth an investment to go to the movie theaters for Doomsday. We'll see. So for Brave New World, worldwide box office, $415 million. Production budget, $180. At $120. So $300 million. Lost the studio about $185 million. Those are big losses. By the way, Fantastic Four in 2015 lost the studio $120 million for Fox, and that forced Fox to sell its entire movie division to Disney. That one movie. That goes to show you how big Disney is in comparison to Fox was when it comes to these kinds of losses. and absorbing that shit.
So all of these movies got basically beat in the box office by Superman, which was the 10th highest grossing film of 2025 and the highest grossing superhero film of 2025, and the first DC movie to surpass all Marvel films released in a single year since The Dark Knight. That was 2008.
That's true. Good point. 618 million. Production budget 225 million. Let's add 120 million of that for marketing. So $345 million to break even. Would have needed to make $690 million. It lost 60 million.
And it was still the 10th highest grossing film of last year, which also shows the situation that theaters are in.
Mm-hmm. By the way, we can go back to the tape. I liked this Superman movie.
I know. So did I.
It made me go back and rewatch the first Superman, 1978. That very night, by the way. Yeah.
Just think about this 5-year period between like 77 and like 81, 82, and you had Star Wars, you had Superman, you had Star Trek the Motion Picture, you had Empire, you had Raiders.
Yeah, it was pretty epic. And go all the way to 84, because 84 was probably one of the most epic years ever when it came to that stuff too. I think 84 was
77 also had Close Encounters.
Yeah.
E.T. I think was 84, wasn't it?
82.
82. So just in that 5-year period, you've got like 6 or 7 real heavy hitter movies in the sci-fi adventure genre.
It's an interesting situation.
84 was Temple of Doom. Yeah.
Yeah. So
well, anyway,
it's an interesting situation we have. But anyway.
So to wrap this up, I think we are up to, well, there's a lot riding on Marvel this year. Last year clearly was not its banner year for movies, although there were 2 pretty entertaining movies, and I in general enjoyed Captain America 4. In retrospect, I think I got more enjoyment out of the Thunderbolts. Fantastic Four actually took my kid too, basically because you didn't need to know jack about any of the other superhero movies to watch that. She wanted to go see it. I'm like, everything says I don't need to really connect this to the entire rest of the MCU, the only movie of which she's seen is the first Avenger. Yeah. And by that, I mean Captain America, the first Avenger, which we watched on like Veterans Day one year or something. And she does want to see them. But it's like, it's like when I tried to start her on Star Trek. Where do you start?
I would say that it's easier to start with the Marvel Universe because there's not like 700 hours of Star Trek that doesn't include New Trek. The Marvel Universe, there's like 40 movies, yes, but you could do that. You could pull that off in like 3 months. And it would be entertaining.
Yeah.
Actually, my daughter and I have a plan to start watching Iron Man in a few days.
We binge watched all of Star Wars over about a 3-month period as we were getting ready to go to Disney for the first time. She wanted to watch Star Wars, which he had said for years, I don't like Star Wars. She's like, I want to watch Star Wars. So we watched the prequels, the original trilogy. We watched the sequels up to Rise of Skywalker hadn't come out yet. We did watch Rogue One. We watched Solo. We started in on Clone Wars. And she started watching Rebels on her own too. So we got a lot. We got probably 80% of the franchise before we went to Disney. And she was into Star Wars by then. And by the end of the year, we were watching Grogu and we were watching The Mandalorian. And then she wore her Rey costume, which she wanted to be Rey for Halloween. So she was Rey. And then she got to wear it when we went to see Rise of Skywalker in the theater.
Nice. But how did she get involved with Star Wars? She got involved because you were watching it, right?
Some. And others was, I think she saw, like, when she was doing research, like when we committed to going to Disney, like my dad sent her a book of things to look at. And like, oh, this Star Wars stuff here looks cool. Maybe I should understand this. My dad seems to really like it. And, some of this stuff is sounding more interesting. I think she also got like some of these there was like a kids Jedi Academy book, not the novels from when we were kids, but like stuff aimed at like, young readers that were kind of cartoony that she had picked out of at a book fair and started to like some of those. And I think she started watching Rebels on Disney XD. So she kind of wanted to learn more. And now
that's all good. And now she's a Star Wars.
Now she has 8 stuffed Yodas on her bed. Baby Yodas.
I got a baby Yoda right here.
Yeah.
Yeah. Pay no attention to the pile of stuff that's behind me because I'm doing a remod in my house right now. And, well, my bedroom is partially a storage facility now. But I got a baby Yoda right here. So
very nice. Shall we bring this to a close? I think that all these movies this year are setting up a pretty good fight into Doomsday, and I'm looking forward to Spider-Man and Doomsday. How about you?
I actually am. Yeah, like these are 2 movies I'm probably going to go see in the movie theater. Definitely Spider-Man. Doomsday I'm going to have to see just because.
Of course, because.
Well, we got a job to do together, right? So
that's the rumor.
Yeah, that's the rumor. So, but yeah, no, I'm more inclined than not to see, that one too. So we'll see how it plays out. I'm excited. I'm not meh. I was meh with the trailers for Thunderbolts and Fantastic Four, but I was delightfully surprised at how much I enjoyed those movies. So, hey, listen, you can eat crow and hate it, or you can eat crow and just admit, I had it wrong, guys. I had it wrong. So that's the lesson that I want everyone to teach their children. Until the next time, you guys. We are those sci-fi guys. I'm P.S. McKay. Until the next time, you guys keep dreaming. We'll keep working. We'll see you in a few weeks, folks. Take care.
And I'm DT Cavman. And I can't wait to go watch Spider-Man up on the high ground.
Mack's got a pen that can warp the stars. DT's got stories from cavalry scars. One writes the worlds where the heroes fly, the other roll tanks under desert sky. From sandbox sports to the final frontier, 2 kids with dreams and a 6-pack of beer. Different roads, same old spark. Talking Trek till the streetlights spark. We read those sci-fi guys riding warp speed waves. Mack and DT Cameron lighting up the airwaves. Blasters of books, we're geek to the core. Laughing through the lore on those sci-fi guys. Max spins a tale about a rogue AI encounters with man, I drove that guy. From doom to doom, we argue the stakes while the coffee gets cold and the pizza box breaks. Childhood pals in a grown-up fight for the best damn death scene on a Friday night. Pixels or pages, we're never done. Two working stiffs chasing alien sun. We're in those sci-fi guys riding warp speed waves. Mack and DT cabin lighting up the airwaves. Blasters or books, we're geek to the core. Laughing through the lore on those sci-fi guys. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, 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 yeah. Well, yeah. No capes, no powers, just regular days. But we'll save the galaxy in our own ways. Max drafting novels in the dead of night. DT's got tank tracks, turns them into light. Together we're louder than a hyperdrive scream. Two regular dudes living the sci-fi dream. Yeah, yeah, we're with those sci-fi guys riding warp speed waves. Mack and DT cabin lighting up the airwaves. From the sandbox to the stars, we'll never say die. Tune in, geek out, those sci-fi guys.
Blade Runners or replicants. Bring the Bourbon Rider boys, gonna get real.